Hey everyone, happy Friday. We're here for another Car Talkin Friday, and I'm so excited to come to you today because it's going to be an exciting topic. We are going to be finishing our series, if you will, on home loans, mortgages, everything to do with getting a loan. We're going to jump right into our topic because it's going to be awesome, and I just can't wait. We're going to wrap this up, and then in the next couple of weeks we're going to go to a different topic. So we're going to finish our home loan situation, and oh my gosh, look, there's Jerry Scott. I can't believe it. Jerry,
hey,
what are you doing?
not much.
Are you just like hanging out outside?
I was. How crazy is it that I run into Scott Knopfler here?
Oh my gosh, everyone, this is Jerry Scott, the famous, the handsome Jerry Scott. My mother is going to be so excited that you are on the phone here with me today.
Hey, Mom.
But you guys, Jerry Scott is with Caliber Home Loans, and if you follow my Facebook at all, you see us tagged almost on every transaction I do. But he has been in the industry for a long time, and he's helped many people. And one of the reasons why I love working with Jerry is because he kind of has the same philosophy as I do when it comes to helping people in the home buying process. And that really is just, we take everyone in their own individual circumstance and we try to help them the best we can. No pretenses, no anything. It's just we help everyone as they come, and that's really exciting. And the other cool thing is that Jerry's husband, Josh, who is not with us today, I guess Josh dropped him off.
Well, he's with us.
He's with us, yeah, in spirit, right?
Right, he's with us.
No, Josh is probably punching some numbers somewhere in the office.
He is, absolutely.
But they're both actual loan officers, like official loan officers, and they work together as a team. So we kind of like to say that you kind of get 2 for 1, right?
You do. Your calls always get answered. Your questions get answered much quickly. And when one of us is out in the field, there's somebody back in the office to make sure your loan's getting submitted to underwriting, your appraisal's getting ordered, your title work's getting taken care of. So it works really well to have 2 of us working in the same direction for the same goal.
And it's kind of rare that you get 2 like official loan officers. I mean, I know there's people that work on teams, but not always are they both licensed, I guess is the correct word, to be loan officers. So hi Josh, if you're out there.
He's out there, we know.
Right. So really today,
get out of bed, Josh.
I know, get up, go to work. Really today we are having Jerry to talk about like some of the questions that come up in the last couple of videos that I've done that I wanted to get an expert's opinion on. So we're just going to jump right into it, okay?
Sure.
I just have a few questions, and the first one really is a topic that even is all in the news today. I got emails this morning about interest rates and mortgages and what the heck is going on out there and what's going on with the rates, and is it a good time to buy a house or to apply for a loan? So what's your opinion?
Well, it's a great time to apply for a loan. You know, prices of real estate are only going up, and it seems that we're in a time in the market that interest rates are going up as well. And that's not to put anybody into fear, but if you're thinking about buying, you probably want to move the process up sooner than later, because my opinion, rates are just going to keep going up. You know, the Fed step in a lot of times and lower rates to keep, you know, the market moving when it stalls out a bit. Well, we're not stalling out. Inflation is on the rise. So in my opinion, I don't see the Feds stepping in and lowering rates. So if you're sitting on the fence thinking, I'm going to wait because I want rates to tick back down, I don't know that it's going to happen in the window of when you're wanting to buy. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, so we talked about in a couple of videos ago, I had mentioned that I'm not necessarily sure that, you know, sometimes the rates don't always follow what the Fed's doing, but the Fed can do other things to kind of help rates. But it seems as though the general trend is that the rates are going to go, you know, up, or at least stay higher where they currently are compared to last year. Because I think they're up like 1% at least over this time last year, right?
Yeah, that's probably a fair analogy of where they are.
But compared to the trends of the last 20 or 30 years, let's pretend it's 4%. That's still pretty good, right?
That is very good. 4%, 4% to 5%, rates, that's still a really good rate. And when you look at the past 30 years, that's super low on an average of where we've been. So it's still a very good time to buy and secure, a good low rate.
Yeah, awesome. And someone in my office, I posted this on Facebook the other day. Chris Papazian, who's an awesome agent in my office, she has a saying to get on the train or get left from the train. And it's sometimes not so much just about the interest rate as it is what's happening in the market that you're in. And in DFW, we're still seeing increases in our home values. So it's not just about the rate, but it's about locking in a rate that still is good, and also taking advantage of the home values as they increase, right?
That's exactly right. And it's also good to consider that as prices continue to go up, and if rates are on the move upward, there could come a threshold to where you get priced out of the market when you talk about the combination of what the higher rate's going to do to your payment and the higher price. So once again, I think if you're thinking of buying in the next year, moving that process up, if you can, is probably best to get a better deal and a better price and a better rate.
Yeah, so bottom line, it sounds like, there's a lot of fear of people out there who are hearing, oh, rates, but in realistic terms, like, now is still a great time to buy. Now is still a great time to figure out what that scenario looks like. And, this is the guy you talk to about that. So, okay, next question. So, last time we had a conversation about down payments, I also introduced everyone to the concept of down payment assistant programs.
Right.
And we do a lot of those. We have a deal under contract right now that has down payment assistance on it. And there's a lot of people out there who will say things like, down payment assistance isn't really worth what it is, or it takes so much work to get it, or even I've heard some people say that you can't win a deal if you have down payment assistance. So I just wanted to get your professional opinion on down payment assistance programs, how they're used, are they beneficial for people, and can you win a home deal using down payment assistance?
Absolutely. And this is a really good topic I like to talk about because I know a lot about it. We close 3 to 4 down payment assistance transactions a month. And a lot of times we get hit with, someone involved in the transaction may tell the buyer, oh, well, you're not gonna get your offer accepted if you're doing down payment assistance because the seller's just gonna move on to the next transaction. And that's not true, because the seller doesn't even know that you're doing down payment assistance. It is tied to your financing and only has to do with you and your mortgage lender and the down payment assistance company. It's not part of your contract. There's nothing the seller has to pay. So once again, the seller has no idea you're using down payment assistance. So don't let someone tell you that your offer is not going to be accepted if you do that, because it's not true.
Yeah, so I kind of made a joke in my last video. I was like, everyone has a unique circumstance, so don't listen to what everyone else tells you, because you have to do what's right for you, and that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'd like to interject right there. Probably if someone involved, either an agent or a mortgage professional is steering you away from down payment assistance, it's probably because they don't do them, so they don't really know how to do them, because there are a lot of extra steps that needs to happen, and as a lender, you really need to know.
Not to toot our own horn, but as a realtor and as a mortgage lender, we both are qualified, or what is it when TSHAC certifies us to work with down payment assistance and they put us on their website?
Well, you're a preferred agent and preferred lender, and we're preferred lender for all the different programs, and there's 4 different down payment assistance programs out there, and we're certified as specialists, and they refer us business as well when someone comes to them without a lender or it needs an agent as well. So sticking with somebody that knows how they work can really be beneficial for you.
And the other thing I will say, just as like a caveat before someone tries to come for me, sometimes the down payment assistance programs will have a different interest rate than whatever the going interest rate is elsewhere, because they kind of stick to their own like program, right, with interest rates. But what I want to say, and you can confirm that or not, but usually what we do when someone's looking at their options for down payment assistance or not is Josh runs them like a spreadsheet that shows what it looks like and what the rates look like with every different program that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
So that the buyer can make their own decision with factual information what's going to be best for them, right?
Yes, and the rates are going to be a little higher on down payment assistance than if you're doing a loan without that. But you're talking about 3/8 to 0.5% in rate difference. But realize what you're getting in benefit. The amount you're getting in assistance, could be from $10,000 to $15,000 in money you can use toward down payment and/or closing costs. So it could reduce your total out of pocket, to $3,000 or $4,000. So it's significant, and the higher interest rate is part of how the down payment assistant companies facilitate and fund their programs. Because if they're giving you, so many dollars that you don't have to be paid back, that has to get that bucket has to get filled again with cash so they can keep doing it for other people. So if you don't have access to, say, a family gift or being able to save that type of money, down payment assistance is a great way to go. And, keep in mind, your interest is a write-off come tax time. So even though you're paying a little bit higher interest, you're still getting a benefit when you write off that interest on your taxes.
Yeah, and you said something really key that I talk about all the time, which is going back to not everyone has the same situation. Not everyone has family that has a lot of money they can give. A lot of us,
Exactly.
including myself, come from families that are very hard workers but just don't have extra cash that they can just hand out to people. And so down payment assistance programs all day long I will defend, because I've seen it help so many people who may otherwise not have had the opportunity to buy a house. So
Right. And from a lender perspective, as a loan officer, what money I make is the same on, if you're just doing a regular loan or down payment assistance. So my motivation to help you with down payment assistance is only to help you, because it doesn't matter to me which program you go with, long as it's something that works for you and helps you meet your goal.
Yeah, and that's why I love you. Right? So great. That's enough about down payment assistance. We probably could have a whole nother video in the future about that, and we'll talk about that more. But the other thing that we talked about in the past couple of weeks, when we talked about what the lender's going to be looking for when you apply for a home loan, is credit.
Right.
So we talked about debt, we talked about income, and now we talked about credit. And I get a lot of times people who say, well, I just don't think I'm quite there yet. I'm not sure if my credit is good enough. I don't have an 800 credit score. I always tell these people that strategy is the best key to being prepared to buy a house. But I guess I just wanted everyone to get your perspective on, credit as it pertains to buying a home loan. When should someone reach out to you to discuss, or do you even just talk to people if they're not ready? Like, tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you call, I'm not going to push you immediately into an application. I'm going to offer you that. But then also, if you just have questions at that point, ask away. And you're not obligated to anything further than that. But what I find a lot of times is somebody's using Credit Karma to try to figure out where they are with their score on their own. They're wanting to get their score up before they call me and before I pull the mortgage credit report. But the mortgage credit report and score is different than what you're seeing from Credit Karma. Credit Karma is going to have 2 credit scores, but there's 3 credit scores out there. There's Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And on a mortgage loan, we pull from all 3. When you're applying for a credit card or certain types of installment loans, they're just usually pulling from one bureau. And so if you're only looking at 2 scores, you don't know the whole scenario. So calling a lender and letting them go ahead and pull your mortgage report, getting a little bit of counseling from the lender on what to do, what not to do. And if you're just a few points shy, a lot of times the lender can tell you some things you can do, in a couple of weeks to get your score up. There's a credit simulator that we can run for you, and it'll tell us if you pay, Macy's down to $10, and or if you, brought your credit limit, brought your credit balance, down from where your credit limit is, how many points you would gain. So we can really give you a very specific plan and guide to get there, versus you looking at Credit Karma and then disputing some accounts. Please don't ever dispute an account. It will give you a little bit better score for the moment, but then when you get to mortgage and you call your mortgage loan officer, he pulls your report, he may say, yeah, you're B, but you've got 3 accounts that are in dispute. All those accounts have to come out of dispute, and that's going to bring your score back down. So it really hurts you and actually makes it harder to work on the credit report, because you're not working with actual numbers, and you got to get it actual before you can improve it. So, Cole, like I said, I'm not going to push you into something you're not ready for, but let's go ahead and pull the mortgage report. It's no charge to you. You get all 3 mortgage credit scores, because your mortgage score is different than your FICO score you're getting from Credit Karma, and it's typically a little lower just because of the way it's calculated through the matrix. But let us pull a free report for you so we can give you a good plan.
And also, if you're worried that your situation is complete trash, for lack of better words, it's not ideal. Like, we have people all the time that we will refer to a credit repair specialist, I guess. We have a guy that we use primarily, but someone that we trust, that we know understands the mortgage process and the realtor process, who can help you specifically prepare your credit for that scenario, right? And it's no judgment. Like, we know everyone comes from a different walk of life, and that's not our goal. Our goal is to help you, and we have partners, that can help us help you, right?
Right. Yeah, and I know a lot of people have had bad experience with credit repair, and once again, if you're just a few points shy, that's something that we can help you with. If it's a much bigger issue that needs to get resolved, then you need to go to credit repair. And the people that we would be partnered with are going to be more of an individual you're going to work with on an individual basis. Mm-hmm. Not calling into an 800 number, a big call center, and 6 months later you've been paying a monthly fee and you don't feel like you've gained anything. This will be a different scenario. It's not free, and it is going to take time, but they're going to tell you what the cost is going to look like and how long it may take to get there.
Yeah, and I think Justin will even look at it like at a high level and kind of say, yes, I think I can help you, and I think it'll take, like you said, this long. Or he will even be honest in some cases and just say, I think you might need to go a different route. Like, right. So I guess my point is, the people that I work with, my partners that I call my team, are all people that I believe are going to steer people in the right direction, whether they make money on them or not. And that's the whole point of the relationships that we build in this industry. Well, some of us, I should say. But I try very hard to only keep people in my pocket that are going to have that similar interest. So, don't be scared of your credit. It is a big thing, obviously. It's like a big equation of the process. But my point is, we have partners. We can help you without judgment, and we'll be honest with you. And if you follow our advice and our opinions, then typically people, even if they're not ready right away, can be ready in the near future to purchase their home. So, anything else? This has all been great so far, but I know there's probably other things you want to talk about.
There is one thing I want to add in preparing yourself to buy, and you're working on things on your own. Talking to a lender up front, even if you're not ready for them to pull your credit, just so they can tell you some do's and don'ts. I don't know how many times we get to the point of someone on contract Now they've actually, started supplying some of their information, asking questions, and I found out that, they deposited $5,000 cash. And it was, it's a car that my son sold, and my son gave me the cash, and I deposited it, and they think that would be fine, but it's not fine because it's a cash deposit. You can sell an automobile or an ATV or anything as long as you've got a paper trail, documentation of ownership, copy of the check, bill of sale, deposit slip. But when you've just got cash that's been handed to you and you deposited, it's impossible to document. And if that was part of your money for closing, that can be a real issue. So, that's just one of the things that I'm using as an example of why it's good to talk to your lender up front, so you've got a real plan together. So you're not waited 6 months and you think you've done everything you need to do. Then you make the call and then you're disappointed because you've got a roadblock that you didn't know about. So I think that's
so you
covers
guys
it for me.
Remember when I said in the last video that your side money can't be just deposited into your account? This is what I'm talking about. See, like, it makes it hard for everyone. So you have to be able to source where that money is coming from. It has to be sourceable to a legitimate purpose, we'll say. So there you have it from the expert himself, you guys. So guys, the point of this story is that we surround ourselves with partners all the time who help us all to be better. And Jerry and Josh are one of those pieces of my puzzle that I, love having on my team. And, I think you guys can tell from the things that we've talked about that there's a genuine purpose for being in the industry and for helping people. And yes, we all get paid when we get you there, but there's also, it's almost like being a teacher. Like, there's like some sense of satisfaction when we see people succeed and achieve their goals, and it's
very true.
It's really nice, and we gain a lot of friends along the way. And so anyway, thank you so much, Jerry. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see if you guys are interested in learning more or in talking with me or Jerry. Please reach out. I'm happy to make the introduction to both of you. Or you can just look up Jerry. Where can they find you, Jerry?
You can find me on Facebook. You can always give me a call at 214-808-5321. That's my cell number, so you can call in the evening or the weekend. And Scott's an excellent agent. We love working with Scott. He always has his end of the business handled, so it makes our job much easier. And like he said, he truly cares about his customer. Of course, we're all in the business because we all have to work a job, and so we need to get paid, but we get satisfaction out of someone that we actually get to help and get them to the point of being able to buy and close on a house, because maybe if they talk to someone else who wasn't going to give the time and effort that they deserved, they may not get there. But Scott's going to help you get there if possible.
Yeah, so we make a good team, right?
We do, absolutely.
So, in continuing on with our theme, and then we're going to wrap up, this is all about partners. And so I've seen a lot of you on Facebook making comments about home warranties, especially with the cold weather that we've had and like heaters going out and stuff. So next week, we're going to have a special guest from Super Home Warranty. Her name is Van, and she's fantastic. And we're going to talk all about home warranties and the good, the bad, and the ugly. Nothing is off limits. So we're going to talk about that, and it's just a continuation. And, I just hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's the Super Bowl. Enjoy. It's Valentine's.
Right.
So if you
have... Hugs and kisses.
Yeah.
It's Valentine's.
Hugs and kisses to everyone.
Do it.
Yeah, I think it's like... so enjoy your weekend, guys. And remember, think positive. Bring positivity in your life, and positivity will come your way.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.